Welcome to a new episode of Indie Talks, in which I'm hosting movie makers from the indie world, professional world, actors, stuntmen, fight choreographers, fight coordinators, performers, to discuss their work, influences, compulsions, achievements, and advices. Today's guest is an American professional stuntman, screen performer, martial art expert. He's well known for his work in MCU films as a double for a Black Panther character, and also being part of different films and video games like Transformers, Deadpool, Teenage, Mutant, Ninja Turtles, God of War, Ragnarok, and many more. I welcome Mr. Gui Dasilva.
Thank you.
It's been a
Cool
great
to
pleasure,
participate
brother.
on Indie Talks. I watch all my friends on Indie Talks. Now I finally get to be on Indie Talks, so I'm excited.
It's a great pleasure, brother, and I'm glad you're following some of that because I know, the period of every podcast is too long, but even to check some of that, it's a great honor for me, brother.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
We've known of each other for we were talking about earlier, like 12 years.
yeah, long ago. Time really flies, and it's great to see how advanced you are now in the movie business from the indie beginnings with Vlad and Manny until MCU and the professional world. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really cool.
it's been a journey.
Yeah, brother. Of course, a full career. Okay, brother, we talk about yourself. I'll take you to the very beginning. Where are you from originally?
I'm from New York City,
Okay.
from Harlem. Uh, yeah, I grew up there. I went to school there. I left when I was 19 years old. I moved to Los Angeles.
Okay. Which year was that?
That was 2009.
That's long ago. So young.
Yeah.
Was it intimidating to you taking that step?
No,
Okay.
it's something that I wanted to do. Um, yeah, for my 18th birthday, I decided I was gonna go have a trip for 2 weeks to Los Angeles, see what it's all about. And I ended up staying for 2 months. So my whole summer break I spent in LA by myself, figuring it out, where I met like Travis and
Okay.
all the trickers back then. It was the tricking. It was the tricking phase of my life. And yeah, I just moved from that point on. That's where I wanted to live. So took a year and some luck, and I ended up moving out in 2009 in the summer. That came out.
Okay. Yeah.
I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 other guys, martial artists. Some of them are professional stuntmen today that are very successful. Others are, they're all successful, which is amazing. They were all martial artists, and we've all blossomed into having great careers
Yeah.
in entertainment, which is really cool to see. You know, it's fun to be able to have those long friendships and see everybody growing and finding the same respected discipline.
Yeah. Really cool. It's to start from scratch, to rent an apartment with 5 people. It's it's really difficult and so demanding. Yeah, I think Los Angeles, of course, is an expensive city.
Yeah. So like that helped out a lot. I mean, for the first 6 months that I was living in Los Angeles, paying $300 a month was definitely helpful. Yeah. It
Now,
was just excitement. I was
yeah,
excited to finally get out of the house, not be under the thumb of my mom, and go after this career that I wanted to get.
yeah, and let's talk about your martial art disciplines. What is your main martial art discipline?
The first martial art I ever trained in was Taekwondo.
Okay. Yeah, well, no doubt.
Started at
You're a kicker.
Yeah, I'm a kicker. I'm definitely a kicker. But then I got into at the same time I'll also take capoeira, and learn little bits of boxing, and got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu later on in my life. I wrestled in high school, so I was just all over the place. I love martial arts. That was the understanding growing up as a kid. I was like, I love Bruce Lee, and I love kicking and punching and flipping. So that was kind of like, you can ask any of my cousins, aunties, uncles, my mom or my dad, and they'll be like, yeah, he's been doing this his whole life. And it makes sense why he's in this career path.
Yes, and since you mentioned capoeira and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course your second name, are you from Brazil? Your origins?
My family is.
Cool.
Origins are deep in Brazil. Yeah.
Do you go there often?
Yeah. I missed my trip this year. I usually try to go. Like, I've been trying to go out for Carnival. But
okay.
I think I missed it last year. I got there like the day after. And this year I ended up not being able to make the trip because of work.
Okay.
I'm trying to get out there in maybe March, because I still want it to be warm while I'm there.
Yeah.
I know it gets cold in certain spots, so
it's doing great. Yeah, all the atmosphere in Brazil, of course. Yeah. Did you practice any? Other besides Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, capoeira? Any other disciplines? Kickboxing, for example?
Yeah, kickboxing, Muay Thai. That in not more so in a traditional aspect of how you would go to a school, you will learn.
Okay.
Work with like coaches, partnered up with people at gym that are that have more experience in that style, and communicating with them. Arnold Chan was a big help for me. Coming in, teaching me like boxing and kickboxing fundamentals. At the time, he was like a power striking coach for people like Tyron Woodley in the UFC. It was like dominating everybody. So I had that kind of help. And, now from time to time, I'll go to a kickboxing gym and do some training with some guys. Coach Rod from True Victory. I usually do privates with him. Just to sharpen up my Muay Thai skills, because it's something I'm very interested in. I just haven't been able to fully commit because of the schedules that we have nowadays. With work, so it's really hard to like maintain a consistency that I like to keep when it comes to work. I like to do something every day. Like when I did jiu-jitsu, I decided that I was going to take a break from doing stunts and film for a year and just focus on competing in jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
I was like, cool, it's time to go back to, getting back into filmmaking and stuff like that. So
that's really great. And of course, the diversity of martial art background, of course, contribute a lot in screen performing and everything everything related to fight scenes and making action.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's pulling out different vocabularies that you can pull from different facets of movement. That so being able to like having as many different instruments that you can sample from and play with, I think gives character. Being able to put certain styles to a character is very fun for me when it comes to martial arts. And so I try to learn as much as I possibly can from anybody that's willing to show me.
Yeah, really cool. And of course, a screen performer and the stuntman should always maintain the best shape possible to keep the flow and for any possible jobs. What is your current training routine for now?
Right now, currently, I am in bulking season, so I'm trying to gain more muscle mass.
Okay, yeah.
So I've been hitting the gym 2 times a week. Not 2 times a week, 2 times a day, 5 days a week. So I do double sessions. It's been really fun. I've also started getting into studying pro wrestling.
Okay.
So, yeah, because I like that as a kid, I loved it. I loved watching The Rock and the party.
Yeah.
You know, Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was like, you know, like, why not just go and see what that's about? And been training in that and mixing that in to work cardio as well as storytelling with fight. You know, I get to sample what I know into what they do, and then pull back and so on and so forth.
Yeah. This discipline or this show, I mean, has a large number of fans around the USA and the world. So that's, I think, yeah, it's like a good step for you to do. And tell me about injuries. Did you get any? I mean, in training or during filming movies?
Nothing too crazy. I don't have real horror stories. I did do a 50-foot ratchet that landed me on my shoulder and
How?
separated it for a second. And then had to just work through the rest of the film for 2 months with my shoulder kind of wonk. But it stayed. You know, I've hurt my knees doing like a high fall and it gone wrong.
Yeah, and I think your tricking movements contribute a lot in that. You know, a tricker, I believe, had a lot of injuries.
A lot of the
And
from tricking for sure. The one-legged taking off, twisting and torquing it. The
yeah,
floor itself, like the gymnastics floor, is honestly not my favorite floor to trick on. I prefer like grass or like traditional like puzzle mat. Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, I get hurt, but I don't have real injuries, I can say.
how okay. Yeah. And of course, you are a professional trickster. And I remember the old days of tricking with Anis Sherfa, Steve Terrada, like 2008, 9, 10.
Man.
It was some crazy days with many interesting battles, I think. What can you say about that?
I'd miss those days. Like when I think about it, like, man, I wish I could still trick like that. I probably still can, but it takes a lot more
Yeah.
effort and time to be at that level. And we had so much free time back then because we were still coming up. So we weren't like getting booked on the movie for 8 months and having to focus on keeping our bodies in shape for that. We were able to just do what we love to do. Tricking was oh man, it was so much fun back then. Why are you gonna take me down memory lane like
Yeah, people have the guts and at the time and have the passion.
yeah.
I can see the difference. I follow some of those competitions. I can see the difference between the old generation and the new generation.
Yeah, it's the fact, you know, like everybody wanted to be different and everybody had their own different style of approaching
Yeah,
tricking and their own philosophy in a sense. And I think it's now been like streamlined in a sense where it's like the most effective or the biggest thing. It's everybody chasing for the biggest thing. How many twists you can do, how many flips you
yeah,
can do, what's the craziest move you can possibly do. Where I think we were trying to creatively put the moves that we have together and creating cool compositions of flow and style and expression. I think that the expression is probably still there. It's just being expressed differently now.
no.
But there's some crazy stuff. Like there's things that we never even thought were possible that are being done. And it's really cool to see, you know.
Okay. So tricking still in development. I mean, they can bring or come up with the new moves.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Well, they're still doing it.
okay. Yeah, that's the great, brother, and it's really great because they could include that in movies, in fight scenes, and every time. If you remember, Tony Jaa and Scott Adkins kicking in Ong Bak and their early films, they come up with something crazy at that time.
Yeah, right. Now it's just like, oh, that's like the basics these kids are doing now. But it still looks good. I think basics are where it's at.
Yeah,
So
uh,
try to keep my basics. check.
Yeah, of course, always the basics is everything. The biggest advice for beginners: keep the basics all the time.
Well,
Yeah,
if your basics are strong, everything else will come.
yeah, that's true. And okay, let's move to talk about films. Do you remember your first fight scene ever you have made? I mean, as a as a indie performer.
Okay, so my first fight scene technically would be so one of my counselors at the after school program at the YMCA I used to go to,
Okay.
he was doing a college, I think he had like a college film thesis that he had to do, and he decided to do Enter the Dragon, but with all the kids. And I played Jim Kelly.
Oh yeah.
The Jim Kelly confronting Mr. Han fight sequence.
Okay. Yeah.
But I have to give John Chue his flowers. Him and Jim Eng were really the first ones to bring me into a screen fighting video, and that was at Aviator Gym. Yeah, Aviator Gym back in like 2007, 2008. Jim was supposed to do a fight with somebody and they didn't show up. John was going to film it and they asked me to do it. And from that point forward, I was hooked. I was like, oh, this is fun. So I think that's the first real fight I've done on camera.
Yeah, that was many years ago with those old cameras, I think.
Yep, real.
Yeah, that's
the technology's gotten so much crazier.
Yeah,
like the fact that you can shoot with your iPhone and it still comes out amazing.
Indeed, of course. Yes, it's well advanced right now. Everything is available.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, meeting the indie community was definitely important, I believe, for you, which defined really well your career. Who did you meet first from the indie community?
First person was John. John was the one who introduced me to the Stunt People Forum.
Oh, yeah.
I had already known who, inadvertently, I already knew who Zero Gravity was because of looking up byline videos on the internet.
Yeah.
I had to like download videos and stuff. They had like Damn 3 and these different fight shorts that they would put out, and I was a big fan of Latif.
Yeah, Crowder, since he's Brazilian as well.
Yeah, so his videos always popped in. I will always watch his videos.
Wow, he's so awesome, man. And I remember watching him in The Protector with Tony Jaa.
Yeah, right.
This was the first time I have seen him, like 2005. I was really blown away. And remind me from the character of Tekken 3 is really really awesome.
Yeah, he's amazing. Still to this day, he's amazing. So like learning from so moving forward, I was about to move to Los Angeles, and John said, hey, you should like hit up these people. He gave me a list of guys. Manny, I had met already. But he was still living in Chicago at the time.
Yeah.
Manny and Andy Long from Germany.
Germany, yes.
I met them almost after I met John in New York. I think it was Manny who taught me who showed me the Hong Kong fall, the Hong Kong.
Yes, Hong Kong spin. I know it. Yeah.
And so he had showed me that. I did a fight scene with Andy for fun, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Los Angeles.
I think, were you part of Enter the Vlad, in which Andy Long was?
I was not. I wasn't even there yet.
Okay.
Because I moved to Los Angeles, and I was supposed to meet these people. He gave me a list of people to contact and link up with, and I didn't hit anybody up.
Okay.
I was dancing at the time, I think. Yeah, I was dancing behind Chris Brown at the time, so I didn't have any time. And then through Jam, people like Mickey Facinello, Brett Moore, Mean 1,000 Pounds, I got called on to do stuff with, to do a short They were going to do a fight scene. Vlad and Chris Cowan were going to work together, and it was for a Dead or Alive short that we were going to do. And Danny was supposed to do it, but somehow he ended up not making it. So they called me up, and I was like, yeah, I can come. And that's how I met Vlad. And then from that point on, Vlad was like, I like your kicks. You should. I want to do stuff. And then he was like, I'm not letting you kick anymore. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm not letting you kick anymore. Our relationship grew from that point forward. We made objective. We went off and did Unlucky Stars.
Yes, yes. The church fight. You were part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Wrecking Crew. We were getting our asses beat by Steve.
Yeah.
So that was like that was like the start of, and I would say that's around 2012, 2013 was around that time that like I really started getting into the indie world in LA.
Yeah, it was really a beautiful era between 2010 to 15, I think. There have been a lot of interest in shorts made by Vlad, Manny, and other people. And then Brian Sloyer also. Brian made a great job as well.
Yeah. And that was and it's because everybody was trying to make their stuff because they weren't working yet, and now everybody works, and now there's barely nobody makes shorts like that anymore.
Yeah, that's what I see.
YouTube's not that fun.
Yeah, people really had passion in the past. And how was it like being working with Vlad and Manny? I mean, you've done a lot of shorts with them and fight practices.
Yeah. So Vlad is it's funny because they're both kind of similar in terms of they have an idea of what they want, and they're gonna have you do what they want you to do.
Yeah.
And Vlad, he starts to gain trust in you, and you start to understand what he wants from you, and he'll allow you a little more freedom. I think Manny is a little more on the I know what I want, and I need you to do it the way I want you to do it.
Yes.
And so you it's two different directing styles, two different ideas of how they want you to move in speed, and veracity. But they're both fun. Vlad always took us out to eat Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
Afterwards, and I was like, hell yeah, that's tight. And then Manny, he started doing that as well, and I was like, cool, I'll come whatever you guys want me to shoot. And there was a point where I felt like I was begging them to like film. I was like, yo, like I want to do something. Oh yeah, that's tight.
Yeah, that the rage at that time to make stuff. Yeah,
exactly. That hunger,
Yeah.
So
because to show up or to show your stuff on YouTube at that time, it gets a lot of attention of producers and the movie makers. They check.
Right. All the coordinators saw it. That's how I got my first shot in the professional world. They saw they were able to see like, oh, he actually can do, okay, he's talented, or he has a talent. That's my experience with both of them. I love them both dearly for what they have allowed me and given me the platform to do. And if it weren't for them wanting to be behind camera and filmmake, it would allow me to be in front of the camera and be a part of the process, show off my talents, which got me, to where I am today.
Yeah, really great, brother, because I see the outcome of that. Your participation in many blockbuster movies, great box office films. I have seen many of that. For you as a performer, and I remember watching you on Civil War. You had a good amount of screening in that movie.
Yeah.
Not Civil War. I mean Captain America 2.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier. Yes.
Yep. The famous elevator fight.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I spotted you in that fight scene, of course. Okay, how indie action cinema served your career as a performer?
Oh man, so the indie working indie you learn that it's not much different when you go to
Yeah.
the big leagues, except for the fact that there's just more people around, there's more money,
Yeah. More, yes.
more preparation. It allowed me to be able, I mean, being a dancer, I'm already able to pick up choreography pretty fast.
Yeah. I
But
did.
working with Vlad and Manny, where we just show up and we're like, all right, let's do this beat of choreography. Let's film it. All right, let's move forward. Let's do this beat of choreography. We'll film it. So I was used to the having to work on the fly in a sense of being like, okay, we have to change our location because the camera needs to be on the left side now instead of the right side. So now we have to switch everything to the other side. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. It provided flexibility and just worked on my adaptation muscles, my ability to adapt to whatever the circumstances are.
Yeah.
And bring that into the film process. I'm a big person who believes in collaboration. And the indie world is very open to collaboration outside of the things I said about Manny and Vlad earlier about how they have what they want and how they want it. The coming into the professional game, there are people that are cool with collaboration and there's people who aren't cool with collaboration, and having to learn that within a short amount of time is something that I had to adjust for, because I was so used to, by that point, like, oh yeah, like, this is my body, I'm using it, so let's think about what my body can actually do with that, rather than what you think you want.
Yeah, right.
If it doesn't, what my body can do. So, 'tis life.
Yeah, brother. And which short was memorable for you? I mean, interesting for you? Indie shorts.
Right-handed.
Yes.
Right-handed.
Okay.
Right-handed.
With Tony Chu. I have seen that. Yeah, long ago.
Yeah. Right-handed was a concept idea that I had Vlad on our drive back from San Francisco. And the reason why it's so memorable is because of the 98-degree weather that we were in for 3 days.
Yeah. It was so hot.
It was so hot. It was so painful. And it took Vlad.
And a lot of blood.
I ruined one of my favorite pair of boots. I had these boots from this company called Jump, I believe. And I love those boots. And they were destroyed. Like, rest in peace to those boots. But I just remember just the struggle, the ferocity. And it took Vlad, I remember just bothering Vlad for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
It took for him to actually edit the video. And that's where he started playing with different sound effects, using the plane sound and stuff like that.
Yeah. I like that.
That's one of my most memorable shorts, I would say.
Yeah, I was introduced to you through that short. I think I remember watching that like 12 years ago. I believe it was the most demanding job for you, right-handed.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was the most demanding job, and it secretly also prepared me to handle the heat that I was going to be in.
Yeah.
For, Captain America: Civil War. So that discomfort was like training, and I knew if I can do it here, I can do it there. Okay, so technically the first professional job I had ever done was a music video in New York City. I believe Aaron Bexler had called me up to do it. He's a stunt coordinator out of New York. And it was a music video called Invisible Man. And I think I just had to do a big backfall onto an 8-incher, as if an invisible back uppercut at me. And I hold a gun. It's like set in the 40s. I have a Tommy gun. It was cool. It was a fun little thing. My first film, big film, professionally was Captain America: Winter Soldier, and that was the elevator fight scene. Yeah, there's some darkness. It's more grounded with the action. Shout outs to the action team. James Young, Aaron Toney, Chris Brewster, Sam Hargrave, and the stunt coordinator, of course, Tom Harper, you know, and Chris Carnell for sure, the fight coordinator. Chris Carnell is a goat, rest in peace. My least favorite is always heights. I hate jumping off of high things, but every job has me doing stuff off of high things. The kicker was we were in Australia for Pacific Rim 2, and the lead, I'm doubling the lead. His character jumps out, grabs a rope, and we're like 30 feet high at a BP oil refinery at 3 a.m. Jumps out 12 feet with only two steps of space to gain momentum to get out there, and then the rope spewls out because there's nothing heavy on the other end of it. So I fall the 30 feet. I hit a shipping container and then I hit the ground. I'm supposed to chip off the shipping container, hit the ground. I didn't like that stunt. That was a hard stunt. I'll say that. We'll just say for this interview, that was the hard one. It's scary. Sometimes it's just really scary, and that's just what. And you just have to confront it. And that's part of the character, I guess, that makes you a proper stuntman. I was the double for Black Panther. Yeah, the double for Black Panther and Captain America: Civil War. I was the main double. Aaron Toney got to do a little doubling for reshoots, and Jason Chu also got to do some doubling for the character as well in that film. But I was the main double for it. Uh, getting to be the double for Black Panther was amazing. Chadwick Boseman is somebody that I really looked up to as an actor. I loved him in 42, Get On Up. He was one of my heroes. And getting to double the superhero was also something that's really amazing because, I mean, how many people can say they get to be the character that they looked at in comic books? It's like you have, for me, my list was Spider-Man, Black Panther, Blade. Those are my MCU characters. I was like, hell yeah. Like if anything, that'd be really tight to be. And the fact that they introduced Black Panther MCU and I got to be the guy that brings to life that character and movement was like just a dream come true, I guess, in a sense. I hope I didn't peak at the age of 25, but that's a very high achievement in my book. Oh yes, I did. Mordo, I think his name is Chiwetel Ejiofor's. I'm probably saying his name terrible, but that's okay. He wasn't really nice to me. Chiwetel's character in Doctor Strange, I doubled him for reshoots. Yeah. I like screen fighting, of course. Screen fighting is my thing. But wire work is something that comes with the job, especially when you become a double. You have to know how to do wire work, especially for the Marvel films. I've gotten into stunt driving. There's an episode of a show that I do for Netflix called Punch for Punch. It's on Netflix's YouTube channel, Behind the Stream. And I had to learn a couple stunt driving maneuvers within a day and be able to perform them. That included like a sliding 90, a reverse 180, and the one I couldn't do was a donut, which is surprising that I can't do donuts. But I knocked everything else out in the day, which was really cool. And yeah, those are kind of the things that were interesting to me for stunt performance, driving stunts, fight stunts, and wire stuff. Because my goal has always been to be like a name that you can say along with Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. That's the goal. So I got to be as close to that as possible, right? Yeah, so with motion capture, there's a whole bunch of cameras shooting from every angle. So there's never like missed angle. It's very detail oriented, but sometimes you can knock things out in one take. Other times they want to see it in dip date. It's just like nitpicking certain minor details to perfect it how the designers want to do it, or how they want it to look. Um, you're in AC all the time. There's no windows. For the most part, it's dark. You don't have to hit the ground. There is usually always padding that you can fall on, 8 inches, 4 inches, 1 inches. And it's a fun process. I'm a video game head. I love video games. So getting to work on these video games that I love to play is also another great check on the list for like younger me in a sense, you know. Yeah, yeah, man. Uh, oh man, I'm all over the place. But I'm big right now on like I play Call of Duty because my friends play it. This new game just came out called Helldivers 2, which is really fun and enshrouded. Um, those are the games I've been playing as of late. I love a good story game like Ghost of Tsushima, God of War Ragnarok. Those games, for whenever a game like that comes out, Elden Ring, I'm definitely playing it. So I'm just a gamer at heart. I play almost as many things as I possibly can, you know. I honestly I hear the different arguments that everybody has, and some of the arguments don't make sense. Like a lot of people would say, well, if there's a stunt war, people are just going to be crazier stunts. And I'm like, that's not how stunts works. Stunts is calculated risk taking, and I think it's an old school mentality that Hollywood has. That is why there is no stunts in the Oscars, and that came from the idea of having to sell that the actors are doing everything from the old days. Like when we think about George Clooney and all those guys, from like even the 60s and 70s of film, uh, it was the idea that these are the guys. You know, John Wayne is John Wayne. Clint Eastwood is he's the badass, and that's how you sell the film. So having the Oscars were created, the Academy was created to feed the ego of these people, to make them feel good in a sense, right? The original concept of the Oscars was because I think there was a producer that didn't want the he didn't want the acting community to unionize because he was able to get them to work for a small amount of money, and some other workers of the film industry just unionized. So he was like, well, let's make an award thing so that way everybody is kind of competing against each other type deal. And I think with that, if we understand the context of why this was created, then we understand why it's not, why we're not getting our flowers in that said academy. I think it's unfortunate. I wish he did have it. I would love to get an Oscar. I'm going to get an Oscar. It just won't be in stunts.
Guy, let's talk about Hong Kong cinema. I believe 80s was absolutely the golden age of Hong Kong cinema for many of us. I know you've been influenced by that era. You see the intense fight scenes, the full contact kickboxing techniques, besides the crazy stunts. The audience can feel the intensity and power in every aspect of that era. What that era mean to you? How did it influence you?
Oh man, that's my Bible in a sense when it comes to what I hope to be able to become in a sense, in terms of a performer. Jackie, Samo, Yin Biao, Bay the Jet,
Yeah,
even Donnie Yen back then. Just the pacing, the choreography, Billy Chow, um, they that's like the blueprint for me, of where I would like to be able to move and perform and storytell. Because the stories that they told were really amazing too, and they found creative ways to utilize rhythms and style and technique in these fights. And geez, like we can talk about Wheels on Meals. We can talk about Unlucky Star. We can talk about Lucky Stars.
Yes.
Talk about Police Story series, Project A series. We could talk. There's so many things we could talk about. Winners and Sinners. It's just like that was what especially when I first started in the indie, that was my aspiration to be able to put on long breath or long-winded fight sequences like they were able to. Like you see the action, you see the guys doing it, and the time it took. And that's just like, I just love that. To this day, I can throw any of those movies on and you can just watch it, and just enjoy the show, enjoy the ride. Super Cop, what? Like Michelle Yao, the women were amazing in it.
And it's a great reference for everyone who likes to start a career as a stuntman and a performer. I think you can give it as a homework to every beginner to watch and study those films.
Whenever I get like an actress I have to train, or they hit me up being like, hey, I want to do, I want to be an action actress. I want to do fight scenes and I have to train for this. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you have to watch some stuff. And when I give them the list of movies to watch, and that's how I'll be able to tell whether or not they really want to do it or not. It's like, okay, watch this, because this is it's gonna show you where you can go if you actually work for it, and what you should aspire to be able to do. Because you'll never have to work. Fortunately and unfortunately, you'll never have to do this much. Yeah. But if you understand how much can be done and what has been done, I think you'll have more respect for it, and you'll understand the work and discipline that it takes to get there, Yeah.
Really, that's true. Indeed, and it needs a lot of discipline and a lot of passion, of course. And of course, since we mentioned Hong Kong cinema, who's your favorite action actor from Hong Kong?
Oh man, favorite action actor from Hong Kong. I really enjoyed Yin Biao. It's a hard toss up between Yin Biao.
He's so physical and athletic.
Yeah, Yin Biao had really his acrobatics. Were really clean and refined, but Jackie just had he didn't have the cleanliness that Yin Biao had.
Indeed,
acts that Yin Biao had, but he had the character mentality. That you wanted. And it just worked. So those are like my two favorite. I mean, I grew up adoring Ken Lo.
Ken Lo, a great kicker as well. So his kick style, so crazy.
Back in sparring classes, I would like use his feints that he used in the movie. Against Jackie.
He was incredible in Drunken Master 2 with his king.
Oh man, yeah, that's where I remember him from the most, And I was like, damn, that guy's he's so cool. And I just remember doing like the leg wiggle and the drop. The axe kick. I would do that in sparring in my sparring sessions because I just really loved them.
Yeah, you see, there is a diversity from Kung Fu to a new genre of fighting in Hong Kong during 80s and 90s. If you see the 70s, it's different. You see the animal forms, Kung Fu.
Master Killer, 6 Chambers,
They come up with...
definitely changed.
And it worked. You see the new style they come up with in the 80s. It really worked, and it became a golden era, of course, of fight choreography.
Yeah, I wish we were able to bring more of that here to Western cinema. But it's about we're more of a business aspect when it comes to the filmmaking process, where it's like we have this amount of days to get the film done, and so you don't get to spend 2 months working on a final fight.
Yeah, it's yes, it's so expensive, and the movies are requiring a lot of work in a short time possible. Not like Hong Kong, they could make a fight scene during like 3 months or 4 months, only for one fight scene.
Exactly. So it's like it's not the first or second idea that we're seeing. We're seeing like maybe the 25th idea iteration of the fight. That we're seeing on TV, and that allows so much more space to experiment and to find spaces of story and rhythm and stuff like that. Whereas like right now we're just trying to get as much of a baseline as we possibly can down. So that way it moves the story forward, but at the same time we're not really allowed to take risk, I guess, in a sense.
And
see what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, that's true, really, brother. And I have an interesting question for you. With which Hong Kong iconic actor would you work, from present or past, dead or alive?
Ooh. All right, so I want to work with Wu Ping.
Okay, yes, one of the greatest choreographers.
One of the greats. And I honestly believe that he is the man that makes any person that becomes an icon in Hong Kong cinema great.
Yeah.
And so that is selfishly why I would want to work with Wu Ping, because I know that if I was to work with him, he would make me one of the greats.
Yeah. You can see the job he has done with Jet Li, with Donnie Yen, with many names. Even in Matrix, you see, probably Matrix movies was the most Hong Kong style films in Hollywood they have made.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
The first foreign film to win an Oscar.
Yes, indeed.
Subtitled foreign film. Yeah.
Yes.
And first martial art. The only martial art movie to ever win an Oscar.
Yeah, indeed, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Wu Ping. Yeah, if you're around and want to work with, somebody like me, I hope you watch it.
Yeah, of course, that would be a really great honor, brother. I would really love to see that. Yeah, and I hope he's still kicking it, because of course he's getting old, and I hope to see him even more in Hong Kong and Hollywood, making more films. Okay. Now, could you mention your top 3 Hong Kong movies?
Okay. So my top 3 Hong Kong movies would be not in any order.
Okay.
I can't remember. It would be Drunken Master 2.
Yeah.
Police Story 2, and Wheels on Meals.
Yeah, that's really great. Well on Meals has one of the greatest fights ever made in Hong Kong cinema. Many Aoki days and Jackie Chan, of course, with the action design of Sammo Hung, of course, is very solid in making action as well.
Man, that's another person who I would love to work with. Sammo, like, he's amazing too. I feel like he's been only doing a certain style as of late, but I feel like if he was able to come over here, we can bring back that gold.
Yeah. Yeah, Police Story as well. The many interesting fights, like the final mall fight was really crazy stunts as well.
Police Story, yeah. Policeman, the glass, some of those stunts with the escalators, man. I'm like, bro, I don't know how y'all did that. That just seems so painful. So from the book, he says how they were past the times that they were allowed to have the mall without any people in them.
Yeah.
So when he actually does the jump down the pole through the lights is actually a whole bunch of just regular people watching it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty crazy.
It is really, you can
At
see.
the same time. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
was really the beauty about that era. Everything was
yeah,
done with heart and courage. They don't
yeah,
make such stunts because it's all about safety now. But
yeah.
back in the days, it was really, really, really crazy. Many people
Oh,
got injured and died, and yeah,
got broken.
yeah, of course. What do you think about the modern Hong Kong films, action Hong Kong films? I believe it lacks something. It's not like,
Yeah, there's something missing.
yeah,
I don't know what it is. It might be it might also start with the fact that there's very few stars.
okay, yeah,
So like the golden era, we had the we had Samo, we had Yun, and we had Jackie. So it was like three of them. So and then you had like their opposers. You had Billy. They brought in people like Benny the Jet to face off against. I think we don't really get that kind of energy anymore. Those kind of the willingness to share the light
yeah.
with one another, I think has kind of gone away. Maybe I don't know. It's interesting though because it's not. It's like why is the 80s the golden era and now we have all this technology and stuff and it's still not. It should be better.
Indeed, yes, yes.
Technically, as we grow, we learn, and when we learn, things are supposed to get better. So it's an interesting thing. We need to do a deep dive on that. You know who would really know? Eric Jacoby.
Yes, stunt people.
Eric Jacobus.
Founder, yes, he's really one of the greatest people, and of course, very insightful, and he knows really well about the art of movement and combat.
Yep, he is literally a endless fountain of
Yeah,
amazing information.
yeah. I have seen some of your episode with Eric. It was really interesting, and yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I really hope to see him once again making indie action movies. I know he's now making his own company of mocap, and I hope to see him one more time at least, making that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my hardest on my end to get that to happen.
It was
See it happen.
indeed, of course, I hope so. And what do you think, Guy, about the strikes of SAG-AFTRA and all the issues happening with the AI and actors? Yeah,
Man, it sucks. It's unfortunate. I honestly think that at some point stunts may have to create their own union, separate themselves because in SAG there are there's just this huge in between of actors who are like acting, and then there's actors who are like background.
okay, yeah.
And so there's a lot more background actors in the world than there are both stunt people and your series regulars, your co-leads, and so on and so forth. When it comes to voting and what we're voting for, that stuff is heavily dictated by numbers. If we're going to think about numbers, stunts is completely outnumbered. So the things that we want to fight for are going to be overlooked by the majority, right? The idea of what could potentially happen from our new deal that we were working against with the use of AI and CGI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that we have been put in a position where potentially we won't see live action stunt performers in major movies.
Yeah, indeed, yes.
I think it'll be more so like in the under 80 million films that you'll see see the stunt performer actually doing stuff. But that's just my morbid me expecting seeing where it could potentially go. I don't know where it will be, but that's potentially where it could go because the job of the producer is to save money, and if they can save money by not having some performer there and
Yeah,
digi double,
indeed. It's really crazy, man. And it destroyed the creativity of everyone, actors, writers, stuntmen, even singers, you see? I can't imagine how it would become like 10 years from now. It's really scary.
like at some point it's going to affect sports. It's going to at some point, you know. I just wonder how will it affect the sports that we watch and what that does to athletes, because it's going to affect everybody.
Yeah,
Just starting here, you know.
yeah, that's really. I hope really the best for everyone with the artistic jobs, not to lose their jobs yet.
Absolutely.
And of course, yeah, we will see. Of course, time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I might have to become a teacher.
I hope not. I really hope not. I hope you keep your passion in the movie business and involve more and follow all the make all your dreams come true in movie business. And of course, since I mentioned that, I mean dreams and objectives, how do you see yourself like 10 years from now?
I believe within the next 10 years, you will see me more as a leading man.
Okay.
More of my producing work in the film industry, and me contributing to trying to bring back stories or storytelling styles that we grew up and loved and enjoyed, as well as trying to find new ways of bringing newer. Yeah, so like the goal is just to within the next 10 years get closer to becoming that name that you can say next to Jackie Chan and Tom Cruise and Jet Li and so on.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all the things I possibly can to get to that point.
Yeah. Do you see I mean, do you like for example, acting or directing as well? What do you think about that?
I like both. I actually directed my first quarter digital short film
Okay.
for our show Punch for Punch. It'll be probably coming out in March.
Yeah. Cool.
That episode, so you guys will get to see kind of my directing style and how I like to approach it.
Oh yeah, I would like to see that, of course.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm trying to pay homage to the old school 70s and 80s Hong Kong.
Oh yes, sure.
What I'm doing.
It's beautiful.
Just for the sake of doing it, because I love the idea, the look. Kind of has a nostalgia to it, and so yeah, that's what I've been on. I'm not closed to any ideas of like different seats or hats to put on or sit in when it comes to filmmaking and storytelling. So it's been acting and producing.
Yeah, and sure, I'm looking forward to see anything had to do with, of course, action and martial art movies. Yeah, because we lack that these days, except for people from the indie community who are still doing a great job, and I'm looking forward to check that. And of course, your long journey was full of achievements and experiences. Those achievements didn't come up just like that. There have been a lot of work, practice, takes, failure, repetitions.
Yeah.
This diverse journey made you what you are now. What advices do you have for beginners or anyone desires to get involved in movies or in action or screen performing?
One thing I would say would be, well, two bits of advice. Never give up.
Yes.
You're still in the game as long as you don't quit. The other thing I would say is go take a dance class.
Yeah.
Go take some dance classes, because learning how to
move,
pick up choreography and power
Yeah.
and be able to perform it is a skill that I think will make you as great of a performer as you possibly can when it comes to the film industry, because you'll have more than an hour where you're on the film. You'll have more than an hour when you're out in the park filming choreography. But if you can learn how to pick up movement within an hour and perform it, that's impressive.
Yeah, really important to have that. And I think it teaches. I mean, dancing. I had no idea that it is related. But yeah, thank you for that information.
No doubt.
Okay.
The idea of 8 beats of choreography, we work in 8/16s, So if you can figure out how to pick up 8 beats within 15 minutes and be able to
Yeah.
it'll impress people. They'll be like, wow, you did that you learned it that fast. And that's the goal, is to be able to pick up things quickly. Especially because you're not the boss, you're the guy that's being hired. And so to make your boss look good, you want to be able to have as much time being able to perfect something.
Yeah, really, really nice. And how to follow you, Guy, through the social media?
Okay. So to keep up with my journey on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Gui Dasilva Green.
Yeah.
You can find me on same for Thread. On X, it's Gui Dasilva back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much where you'll find me for the most part, social media wise. I'll be around.
Yeah, brother. Well, it has been a great pleasure having you, brother. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with me on Indie Talks, the home of movie makers, stuntmen, performers. It's a great pleasure having you all here. A great honor for me. And thank you again for accepting my invitation. And your humbleness is much appreciated, brother.
Oh, man, I'm honored that you'd even ask me. Thank you. It was a great time. I had a great talk with you. Hell yeah, the Indie Talk. I can't wait to see how you guys comment below about what I've said and what I've talked about. Let's start a dialogue.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And I hope you have good luck in your career, and take care of yourself. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, of course, brother. Thank you. Hell yeah. Have a good day.
Yeah. Peace.